Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic Volume 4, Episode 30. We are reaching the end of this volume already, and we've got one more new puzzle type to cover tomorrow. And after that, we're into bonus territory, as we do, where we look at some of the puzzles that we've covered before, but in slightly more difficult iterations. But before we get to that, we have some regular puzzle solving to do today. And today's puzzle is a Wittgenstein Briquet. A fun puzzle to say, and I think a fun puzzle to complete. And let's find out by taking a look at the rules. In a Wittgenstein Briquet puzzle, we will locate some 1x3 blocks in the grid, which may not overlap each other or the clues. So we'll simply have 1x3 rectangles that we are going to be placing around the grid. A clue represents how many of the up to 4 surrounding cells are used by blocks. This 2 shows us that out of these 3 possible options, 2 of them will be taken up by blocks, as you can see right there. This 0 tells us that none of these are. All cells which aren't used by blocks must form one orthogonally connected area. Orthogonally connected means that we can travel from any one of those cells to any other one by only traveling horizontally and vertically, not diagonally. So from this one in the corner, we can travel around to these and around to those. They are all orthogonally connected. Those are the rules of Wittgenstein Briquet, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's Wittgenstein Briquet was set by shye. We have some given zeros, so let's start off by marking some unshaded cells next to those, since those are simply givens for us. Then we can start looking at areas where we have larger numbers, in this case the 2s, that are fully defined. That is, where we know exactly where those shaded cells must be. There's got to be shaded cells in these regions, for example. These 2, these 2, these 2. Those are all just given to us. Actually, there's a given from this 1 right there. That's got to contain a shaded cell. The other ones have some ambiguity left to them. But now we can do the fun part, which is that we can expand these to 1x3s. And there are a few that I see that are constrained. Whenever we have one in a dead end, we will know exactly how that brick is disposed. This one goes south, and then that boxes this one in to go south. This goes north, boxes this in to go north. This goes east and boxes this one in. This goes south. This goes north. Those were all completely given. And what has that done? First off, we've got some cases like this one, which now sees a shaded cell and can't have any more. Are there any more of those? Maybe not. But we also have some areas where there just isn't enough room to put another brick. This is only a 1x1, can't hold a brick. This also can't hold a brick. So this 2 has a brick below it, needs a brick to the left of it. And not only that, it's going to need to expand to the left. That finishes up this 1 clue and this 2 clue. We can't put a brick here because there's not enough room. Same here, not enough room. Here there is enough room, so we can't say anything about that. These 2 cells are isolated. There's no place for a brick to go. This one could have a brick if it were part of this one. Now, this is interesting. These 2 can't be part of the same brick because there's not enough room vertically. So we can put a helper X in between them to show that the brick does not go that direction. And by doing that, we have defined this one as going to the east, which defines this one. Partially defines this one because there's not enough room for it to go only west. So it does go east, but that alone does not tell us whether it stretches west a little bit further or east a little bit further. So I think it's time, although we can do some more work that way, it's time to explore the final rule we haven't used yet, which is that the unshaded cells form an orthogonally connected area. And up here in the corner, these cells need to escape through here. And that will answer our question about how this brick is oriented. It must go to the east. That is the only one of those connectivity things that jumps out at me right away. Here, we don't have enough room for a brick. Not enough room here. Not enough room here. So those are all unshaded. And we have only a few clues left that have any heft to them at all. We need a single brick in one of these 3 spots. We need a single brick in one of these 2 spots. And that is it. So let's look at which one should we look at? This one, okay, we said one of these 3 spots. This is not a possibility because there's not room to put a 3-cell thing there. So that's not shaded. So we either got this and it stretches vertically, or this and it stretches horizontally. Neither of those immediately get ruled out to me, except for if it is the vertical version, it can't be from down here because that would partition off this area. So it would have to start from here and go north in that case. I don't think that is by itself a problem, except for what happens to this 2 clue. This is maybe... Oh, I see. I see the in. I had a method of solving this that was a little bit esoteric, I think. But I see a more straightforward one now. This 2 has one of its 2, so we need to shade one of these 2. And whichever one we do, we'll either have a horizontal brick going through the middle here or a vertical brick going through the middle here. Either way, we've got this one in the middle. If it's the vertical one, we have partitioned off this unshaded area. So it can't be vertical. It's got to be horizontal to finish off the 2. And that will tell us what's going on with the 1 because, as I said before, if this were vertical, it couldn't start down here. It would box this off. And now that's the only way it could be vertical. So it is going to be horizontal, starting down here and stretching over there. And there we go. And that is how you solve a Wittgenstein Briquet.